synthesis of parliamentary sovereignty and judiciary supremacy. The doctrine of sovereignty of parliament is associated with British Parliament, while the principle of judicial supremacy with that of American Supreme Court. Okay, so our power parliament is being British Parliament, and judicial supremacy court is from American Supreme Court. Okay, now just as the Indian parliamentary system differ from British system, the scope of judicial review power of Supreme Court India is narrower than that of which exists in US. So US has more power on judicial review, but in India it is being narrower. Now this is due to the American Constitution provide for due process of long as the producer established by law contained in the Constitution, Article 21. The framer of Indian Constitution have preferred a proper synthesis between the British principle of parliamentary sovereignty and the American principle of judicial supremacy. The Supreme Court, on the one hand, can declare the parliamentary law as unconstitutional through its power of judicial review. So basically, we take synthesis of both, not just one type, not just making the Supreme Court on the power or not the Parliament. Just make the synthesis of both. Now, integrated and independent judiciary. The Indian Constitution established a judicial system that is integrated as well as independent. How the Supreme Court stands at top of the integral judicial system in the country, and below it there are High Court, state level, and there is a hierarchical subordinate court, that is a district court, and other lower courts. The single system of court enforce the both central law as well as the state like in USA. Okay, so these are things. The Supreme Court is a federal court, the highest court of appeal, the guarantor of fundamental right of citizens, and the guardian of the Constitution. Again, the Supreme Court is a federal court, the highest court of appeal, the guarantor of fundamental rights of citizens, and guardian of the Constitution. Okay, and the Constitution has made various provisions to ensure its independence, security of tenure of the judges, fixed service condition for the judge of all expenses of the Supreme Court. On discussion on the conduct of judge in the legislature, ban on practice after retirement, power to punish for its content vested in Supreme Court, separation of the judiciary from executive, and so on. So basically, there is so much uh, provisions to ensure its independence by giving security of tenure to judges, means they cannot be removed before the tenure completed. Okay, and fixed service condition for the judge. You cannot condition, you cannot lower like non-Asian etc. Those things, like an officer, if he misbehaves, so you can charge him as a constable, but you cannot do with it for whom, for the Supreme Court and all like that thing, all judges like thing. Okay, you cannot remove his comfort and all that shit. Okay, fixed service condition from all judges, all expenses of Supreme Court charged on consolidated fund of India. So whatever the expenses, it is being charged from consolidated fund of India. Prohibition on discretion on conduct of judges in the legislature, ban on practice after retirement. So all these are things to ensure its independence. Okay, now eighth one is fundamental rights, we know, and ninth, directive principle of state policy, that also we know, and 10th, fundamental right we knows. Then 11, a secular state. The Constitution of India stands for a secular state, hence it does not uphold any particular religion as the official religion of the Indian state. Okay, so there are no, like, you cannot say that this religion is supremacy and then other religion. There is no supremacy of any religion. Okay, Constitution reveals the secular character of Indian state. So what are there? First, the term secular was added to the preamble of Indian Constitution by the 42th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. So the word secular was added on the preamble by 42 Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. B. The preamble secured to all citizens of India liberty of belief, faith, and worship. C. State shall not deny to any person equality before the law or equal protection of the law. Article 14. And state shall not discriminate against any citizen on ground of religion, its own Article 15. So basically, where all fundamental rights are around the secular state. Then is equality of opportunity for all citizens in matter of public employment, Article 16. All persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and right to freely process and practice propagate any religion, Article 25. Then G, every religion, denomination or any of its sections shall have the right to manage its religious affair, Article 26. H, no person shall be compelled to pay any taxes for promotion of any particular religion, Article 27. No religion instruction shall be provided in any education institution maintained by the state, Article 28. Any section of citizens shall have right to conserve its distinction, language, script or culture, Article 29. All minorities shall have the right to establish and administer educational institution of their choice, Article 30. Then the state shall endeavour to secure all citizens a uniform civil code, Article 44. So the Western concept of secularism connotes a complete separation between the religion, the church and the state, the politics. So what they do, there a separation between the religion, the church and the state, the politics. This negative concept of secularism is applicable in Indian situation where society is multi-religious. So what they do, they give a complete freedom to the churches, okay, and complete freedom to the politics on other side. But it's not been there in India because as we know, there is in USA there's most of the people are will culture people, church people, okay. But India, where is multi-religion, there is no such practice like church, okay. There is multi-religion. Hence the Indian constitution embodies the positive concept of secularism, example giving equal respect to all religion or protecting all religions equally. Moreover, the constitution has also abolished the old system of communal representation, that is reservation of seat in the legislature on the basis of religion. Hence, it provides for temporary reservation of seat for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe to ensure adequate representation to them. So what in the earlier days goes on that a particular sect of people like Muslim are being or representing or giving a particular seats in the parliament. So these are being removed from the constitution, and they say that if you have capabilities, you secure your seats on basis of what you do, not the basis of your religion and all, etc, etc. Then 12th, universal adult franchise. The Indian constitution adopt a universal adult franchise means as a basic of election to Lok Sabha and the state legislative assembly. Every citizen who is less than 18 years of age has a right to vote without any not less than 18 years of age has the right to vote without any discrimination of caste, race or religion, sex, literacy, wealth and so on. The voting age was reduced to 18 years from 21 years in 1989 by the 61 Constitutional Amendment Act of 1988. So the Constitutional Amendment Act of 1988 61st say that age should be reduced from 21 to 18, okay, for voting. Universal adult franchise by the constitution maker was a bold experiment and highly remarkable in views of vast size of country, its huge population, high poverty, social inequality and overwhelming illiteracy. Universal adult franchise made democracy broad-based, enhance the self-respect and prestige of common people, uphold the principle of equality, enable minorities to protect their interest and open up new hopes and vista for weaker section. Get a point? Now it's for 13, single citizenship. So through the Indian constitution is a federal and invested a dual polity, central and state. It provides for a single citizenship, that is Indian citizenship. So what they do, they say that a single citizenship, that is a Indian citizenship. In country like USA, on the other hand, each person is not a citizen of USA but also a citizen of particular state to which he belongs. Okay, so they said that no, if in USA you say that okay, I get the citizenship of USA, no, that's not the case. There are separate two citizenship, okay, first for state, second for the whole country USA, okay. Thus he owes allegiance of both and enjoy dual sets of right, one conferred by national government and another by state government. So first he get conference from state, national, then from state. But in India, all citizen is irrespective of the state in which they born or reside enjoy the same political and civil rights of citizenship all over the country, and no discrimination is made between them except in few cases like tribunal area, Jammu Kashmir, and so on. Despite the constitution provision for a single citizenship and uniform rights for all people, India has been witness the communal rights, class conflict, caste war, linguistic clashes, and ethics dispute. This means that the cherished goal of constitution maker to build an united and integrated Indian nation has not been fully realized. Okay, so what the makers think? They think that okay, we make a thing from which there is a unique distribution of equality to all, but that is being not done because basically politics overrule their thing and so many thing others also. Okay, now 14.1 is independent body. Indian constitution not only provide for legislative, executive, and judicial organ of the government, central and state, but also establish a certain independent body. They are invested by a constitution as well as bulwark of the democratic system of government India. So basically these are what it's a supporting pillar of India. Independent bodies. First, election commission to ensure a free and fair election to the parliament and the state legislation, the office of president and of India and the office of vice president of India. B, comptroller and auditor general of India to audit the account of central and state government. He acts as guardian of public purse and comment on legality and property of government expenditure. C, Union Public Service Commission to conduct examination for recruitment to all India service and higher central service and to advise the president on disciplinary matter. So UPSC is conducting exams for recruitment of all India service and higher central service and to advise president on disciplinary matter. So basically it is also came into on independent body as Auditor General and Comptroller General of India as also are independent bodies. Then State Public Service Commission in every state to conduct examination for recruitment to state service and to advise the governor on disciplinary matter. So thus, Constitution ensured the independence of these bodies through various provisions like security of tenure, fixed service condition, expenses being charged on Consolidated Fund of India, and so on. So basically, Constitution make all security and necessity to free of them and fair things happen. Now, fifth point is emergency provisions. The Indian Constitution contain elaborate emergency provision to ensure the president to meet any extraordinary situation effectively. The rationality behind the incorporation of this provision is to safeguard the sovereignty, unity, integrity, and security of country, the democratic political system of and the constitution. So three types of emergency: national emergency on the ground of war or external aggression or armed rebellions. Article 352. Article 352. B. State emergency. President rule. On the ground of failure of constitution machinery in the state. Article 356 or failures to compile with the direction of center. Article 365. Okay, so state emergency, president rule on the ground of failure of constitution machinery in the state. Article 356 or failure to compile with direction of center. Article 365. Okay, so this emergency is used by the opposition political party to uphold to follow up the state emergency so that the power came to their hand basically. So what happened is that so power when came to center, all authorities for center and he control against the state. So these are things to mishold the balance in the center in the state. These are being done like in Mumbai, in Bihar, as we say, as the politics goes on. These are things to be are being done by various political parties. Okay. Then C, financial emergency on the ground of threat to the financial stability or credit of India. Article 360. Okay, during an emergency, the central government become all powerful and state go into the total control of center. It convert the federal structure into a unitary one. So okay, federal one is what one state, then center is different powers, and state and legislative are different powers. But if there is a emergency, federal system structure convert into unity one without a formal amendment of the constitution. This kind of transformation of the political system from federal during normal time to unity during emergency is a unique feature of Indian constitution. So this is one a unique one. Okay, now 16, three-tier government. What is that? The original Indian constitution, like any other federal constitution, provided for a dual polity and contain provision in regard of organization and the power of center and the state. But later than 37th and 74th Constitution Amendment Act 1992, 73 and 74 Constitution Amendment Act of 1992 have added a three-tier of government, local, which is not found in any constitution of the world. Again, which is not found in any other constitution of the world. The 73 Amendment Act of 1992 gave constitution recognition to the panchayat, rural, local government. Now this is the completely different from all over the world, because we added the local panchayat by adding a new part 9th and a new schedule 11 to the constitution. Similarly, the 74th Amendment Act of 1992 gave constitutional recognition of to the municipality, urban local government by adding a new part 9th A and a new schedule 12th to the constitution. So these are the things which are beyond three-tier government: center, state, panchayat. Getting the point? Now there are schedules, important schedules. We repeat it twice a time. Schedules on constitution at a glance. First schedule, subject matter are: first, name of the state and their territory jurisdiction; second, name of the union territory and their extent. Article covered first and fourth. Second schedule, provision relating to the emolument, allowances, privileges, and so on of the President of India, the Governor of the state, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and Chairman and Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Article cover 59, 65, and so on. So article covered is not important. The important is what is inside the second schedule. Provision related to the emolument, allowances, privileges, and so on. Get the point? Third and second schedule also have fifth one, the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Legislative Assembly in the state. Sixth, the Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Legislative Council in the state. Seventh, the Judge of Supreme Court. Eighth, Judge of High Court. Ninth, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Okay, so now the third schedule, forms of oath or affirmation for: first, the union minister; second, the candidate for election to the parliament; third, the member of parliament; fourth, the judge of the Supreme Court; fifth, comptroller and auditor general of India; sixth, the state minister; seventh, the candidate for election to the state legislature; eighth, the member of state legislature; ninth, the judge of the high court. Fourth schedule, allocation of seat in Rajya Sabha to the state and the union territories. Fourth schedule, allocation of seat in Rajya Sabha to the state and the union territory. Fifth schedule, provision related to the administration and schedule of the and control of the scheduled area and scheduled tribes. What are they? Provisions related to the administration and control of scheduled area and scheduled tribe. Sixth schedule, provision related to the administration of tribal area in the state of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram. ठीक है? If there is administration of tribal area in the state of Assam, Meghalaya, and Tripura and Mizoram, these are included in sixth schedule. Now seventh schedule, division of power between the union and the state in term of list: union list, second state list, and third concurrent list. Presently an union contain 100 subject, originally 97, and the state list contains 61 subject, originally 66, and the concurrent list contains 52 subject, originally 47. Now 8th schedule, language recognized by constitution. Okay, originally it has 14 language, but presently there are 22 language. Okay, so there are 14 language, but presently there are 22 language. So they are Assami, Bengali, Bodo, Dongri, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkalam, मैथिली भी कहते हैं उसे, MATHILI, मलयालम, मणिपुरी, मराठी, नेपाली, उड़िया, पंजाबी, संस्कृत, संथाली, सिंधी, तमिल, तेलुगु, उर्दू, सिंधी was added by 21st Amendment Act of 1967. 21st Amendment Act of 1967 क्या था, जिसमें ऐड की गई थी हमारी सब लैंग्वेजेस, एंड कोंकणी, मणिपुर एंड नेपाली वर एडेड बाय 71st Amendment Act of 1992. ठीक है, 71st Amendment Act ऑफ 1992 में कोंकणी, मणिपुर एंड नेपाली एडेड की गई थी, और बोडो, डोगरी और मथैली एंड संथाली वर एडेड बाय 92th Amendment Act of 2003. उड़िया वॉज रीनेम्ड एज उड़िया, उड़िया जो उसको उड़िया बनाया गया ODIA by the 96th Amendment Act of 2011. So 8th schedule is all about languages recognized by Constitution. The 9th schedule, Act and Regulation, originally 13 but presently 282, 19 of the state legislature dealing with the land reform and abolition of zamindari system, and parliament dealing with other matter. This schedule was added by First Amendment 1951 to protect the law, including in it from judicial scrutiny on the ground of violation of fundamental rights. However, in 2007, Supreme Court ruled that the law included in schedule after April 24, 1947 are open to judicial review. So basically, 9th schedule is all about act and regulation, but it is being added by Constitution itself, or it's on the judicial review if Supreme Court thinks so. Now, 10th schedule, provision related to the disqualification of the member of parliament in state legislature on the ground of defection. This schedule was added by the 52th Amendment Act of 1985, also known as Anti-Defection Law. Again, 10th schedule is provision related to the disqualification of the member of parliament and state legislature on the ground of defection. This schedule was added by the 52th Amendment Act of 1985, also known as Anti-Defection Law. 8th schedule specifies the power, authority and responsibility of panchayat. It has 29 matters. This schedule was added by the 73rd Amendment Act of 1992. Again, 11th schedule specifies the power, authority and responsibilities of panchayat. It has 29 matters. This schedule was added by the 73rd Amendment Act of 1992. Now it's time for 12th schedule. Specify the power, authority and responsibility of municipality. Again, 12th schedule specify the power, authority and responsibility of municipalities. It has 18 matters. This schedule was added by the 74th Amendment Act of 1992.